Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to a presentation of NWAC Soccer here on TableRockSports.net. Jim McCoy here along with Johnny McCoy on the camera. We're just about set and ready to go. The two squads ready to face off at midfield. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups. First of all, for the home Ospreys, their goalkeeper will be Kian Arias. On the back line will be Gabe Tapia, Reese Fletcher, Jaden Cameron, and Dan Martinez. The midfielders, Alejandro Mickey Redondo, Richie Valadez, Juan Diego Botello. Up front, it'll be Elias Castro, Edgar Lopez Ramirez, and Cody Brinkerhoff. Looking at the starting 11, for Pierce, it'll be Gavin Foreman at keeper, along with Lucas Meyer, Wesley Lopez, Julio Soriano, Kevin Flores on the back line. Manuel Lomelli will be a midfielder, along with Holden Anderson, Roel Delgado, and Nathan Enriquez. Up front, it's Ethan Shoemaker and Josh Shirky as the Raiders play a 4-4-2. Great to be here. It's been a couple of weeks, and thankfully a good day here for college soccer. It's going to get hot this afternoon, but right now at game time, got a gentle breeze blowing, pleasant air conditions. Don't have to worry about the smoke being a factor. Grateful for that. We hear the whistle blow, and the match is underway. Ospreys wearing their home whites. Pierce, the Raiders, red and black their colors. The Raiders will move from left to right from where we stand. Raiders coming off a 1-0 victory earlier this week. Ball out of bounds. Getting set for the throw is Dan Martinez. Martinez, sophomore out of Phoenix High School. Gets it in to Redondo, another kid with ties to Southern Oregon, product of Eagle Point. Out of bounds to the other sideline. Lithia Driveway Field, Gary Wheeler Field. You can see that this surface also doubles as a football field, home to a couple of local private schools. St. Mary's Crusaders playing here last night. And this complex just jumping with Rogue Valley Timbers youth soccer earlier today. Rogue on their back line, wearing number 2 is Nathan Enriquez. Actually, that is Gabe Tapia. Helps if you get the right roster in your hands. Martinez over on the left wing. Lays it off right for Castro. Shot just wide of the post. Raiders dodge a bullet. Gavin Foreman at keeper, getting ready to take care of the goal kick. Lofts a high, long one. Ospreys get ahead on it. Castro for Redondo. Little two-man game there. Brinkerhoff looking for Edgar there. They can't connect. Full day of Ospreys athletics. We have a women's game between Rogue and Lane Community College coming up at 2:30. Then the women's volleyball team in action over at the courthouse. The Osprey volleyball team, winners last night. Redondo with the header. There to run in on it. For Pierce. Looks like Hayden Jacobs over there. Firing over in the direction of the goal, Elias Castro. Rounded up safely by Foreman. The Raiders looking like they're going to try to do a quick counter there, but it ends up out of play. Osprey throw. It'll go back to Arias, the keeper. I'll work it left. Two-man battle for the ball. Josh Shirky wearing 19. He's there in the middle of the field. Lofting a high shot toward the net for the Raiders is Roel Delgado. Just about 5 minutes into our match. Castro, Martinez, 1-on-2 there. He leaves it off. Brinkerhoff tries to work it middle. Redondo finding Dan Martinez, but it is cleared away by the Raider defense. Out of bounds it'll go. Tapia with the throw in over to his keeper. Switches it over for Fletcher. Reese Fletcher, second-year man for Greg Millick and the Ospreys. Martinez. Nice through ball to Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff works it middle, looking for Redondo over on the other side. Edgar has it. He'll shoot it toward the net. And right there is Foreman. So Ospreys knocking on the door here early. Real opportunity. We're talking with Darren Van Lin, athletic director, a couple of hours ago as we were getting ready for today's match. And year to year, it's always something a little bit different. I remember how much trouble the Southwest gave the Ospreys last year, and they're sitting at 0-3 right now. So it just seems like every year, you never know what to expect, and a lot of it just depends upon who's back. And Edgar there tried to run in on a ball, can't quite get there in time as Foreman clears it out. Delgado upfield. Ethan Shoemaker wearing number 5 over there on the left wing for Pierce. So you have the Ospreys from the South Division. The Raiders out of Washington from the West Division. My second year of calling RCC soccer, and I'm going to say I don't recall the Raiders, the Ospreys, at least down here anyway, having gone up against them. Shoemaker up the left side. Jaden Cameron back there on the defense for RCC, staying on his hip. in the victory earlier this week. RCC getting a clean sheet out of it, at least in limited looks at the Ospreys. It looks like their defense looking, at least so far, to be in pretty good shape. It's a long season, got a lot of soccer left to play. Grabbing the ball out of the air is the goalkeeper, Arias. Tapia and Fletcher, your outside backs for RCC. Try to get it upfield for Elias Castro. Castro, the goal scorer for RCC. I'll put this underneath. Sorry for a little bit of technical difficulty here. Heat and electronic equipment have this way of not getting along. But we're back up and running once again. Scoreless ball game so far, a little bit back and forth. Handful of set pieces for the Raiders, just coming off a couple of those, and then the Ospreys with some early looks at the net. Running in on it, Holden Anderson wearing number 10 for Pierce. Running onto the ball, Edgar with it right up the sideline. He'll try to work his way in. Long ball upfield. Cody Brinkerhoff racing toward the net. RCC faithful looking for maybe a little bit of help from the officials as we have a little bit of pushing and shoving going on. So already we got a little bit of lobbying of the officials here in the match. You get a little bit of that card him. Hey, I didn't do anything. All part of the gamesmanship. Long kick way downfield. There was Reese Fletcher with the deflection. Man down for Rogue. Looking no worse for wear. Looking over in the direction of, I believe that might have been Cameron over there. You can see already the physicality of this match ramping up pretty quickly here. Ball cleared out. Brinkerhoff tries to run up on it. Tapia has it taken away by Shoemaker. Dish it off. Nathan Enriquez wears number 2 for Pierce. Off the back line, it's cleared out, giving the defense a little bit more breathing room. Arias parries it out. And he'll go ahead and take care of the goal kick. Getting it back for Rogue. Noe Cortez. Now up the left wing it goes. Castro tries a cross, looking in the direction of Mickey Redondo. Firing on the net. Cameron has a look. But Foreman to smother it. The service from Foreman. Enriquez tries to get in on it. He can't. Ospreys with possession. Tapia up the left side. Has Martinez over on his far left. Upfield it goes. On the bounce. There's Foreman. And there's Castro with the steal. Brinkerhoff. Nice little series of kicks there. Whistle call goes against the Raiders. Number 20, according to our roster, Hayden Jacobs. Getting set to kick it will be Richie Valadez. I actually checked that. Now getting ready to kick it will be Reese Fletcher. Or at least that would appear to be the case, but instead it's going to be Valadez. His look is on frame, but Foreman able to wrest it away as Foreman keeps the game scoreless. Jacobs sends it back to his keeper. They'll work it there on the back line. Raiders try a counter, have it broken up by RCC. Dan Martinez gets away from the defender, shields him off. And Dan can't quite keep control of it. It'll be a goal kick for the Raiders. And checking into their lineup, Elliott Foreman into the match. He's just right in front of the Osprey bench. Right, actually in front of the Raider bench right now. Jacobs. Works middle, long kick up the field. Tapia there to break it up. Getting set for the throw, Julio Soriano. Castro. Little battle there with Holden Anderson. Castro, long kick upfield. Looking in the direction of Edgar Lopez Ramirez. Just about midway through the first half. Scoreless match. Fighting for the ball. Cortez. Now Cameron up the field. Running in on it is Brinkerhoff, but also there is Foreman, the keeper. He takes a little tumble. He's got a wrap around that left knee. Makes you wonder a little bit if maybe it didn't give way while he was running in on that. Gavin Foreman serves it up the left side. And there breaking it up is Cameron. Whistle blows on the play. Substitution into the match. Wearing 23 for Pierce College, Zachary Gibb. Sliding as he kicks it as Martinez. Martinez with the inbound throw. They'll work the right side with Reese Fletcher. Up the right wing. Edgar trying to work his way through traffic. Pierce throw. On the move, Brinkerhoff going to try to run in on it. Getting there just before him. Perhaps, shall we say, a little bit of gamesmanship there by Pierce. I think maybe in some ways you kind of test the officials a little bit, see how tight or how loose they're going to call the game. At least my first observation on this is I think it'll be a crew that'll let the players play. Redondo gives off. Shot toward the net. RCC trying to get on the board. Denied on this occasion. We don't have the means by which to measure percentage of possession. It would seem like it tends to favor RCC, or at least it seems like we're spending a lot more time in front of Pierce's goal. Foreman set to kick it away. High floating kick. Botello getting ahead on it. Tapped away by Foreman for Pierce. Little slide there defensively by RCC. And they've got it back. Juan Diego switches it from left to right. Fletcher now back over in the neighborhood of Martinez, who has some space to work with. Splits the difference. Redondo. He'll leave it off. And back to Fletcher it goes. Ospreys on the move. Little 1v1 battle. Jaden Cameron. The shot was accurate. But as accurate shots go, maybe not an especially dangerous one against Pierce. Upfield it goes. Martinez going to try to run up on it. Can't get there in time. Touch a little bit heavy. So we remain in a 0-0 stalemate. '27th minute of the first half. Gavin Foreman. I have a couple of Foremans in the lineup right now. Gavin the keeper. Elliott wearing number 3. Shoemaker taking off the ball. Fletcher now. Ospreys will swing it around the horn. Now Botello feeds it middle for Brinkerhoff. Cameron trying to shake loose of Foreman. And out of bounds it goes for the Osprey throw. Looking in the direction of Castro there, Martinez gets it. And he'll get back on it after the deflection by Pierce. Substitution into the ball game for the Ospreys. Nolan Geller, one of the newcomers to the 2023 team. Botello. So here's Cameron. Cameron's going to loft the kick, and it's over the crossbar. Sails away. Pierce will get it back. Jacobs works it over right side. Brady Martin in the match, number 8 in red. Brinkerhoff tries to get there before it is cleared away. So the back and forth play that we've seen for much of the first half continues to be the case. Edgar, you can tell he had a banger on his mind. And RCC will get ready for the corner kick. Edgar Lopez Ramirez over from the far corner. Corner kick. And Fletcher with the header. Looked promising. Not this time. We've got about 12 minutes and some stoppage, and they're probably at that, at least so far, shouldn't be much here in the first half. Hayden Jacobs working against Botello, and then coming in on it is Castro. Rogue throw. Martinez there, Botello. Tapia there. I was going to say we haven't called his name much. We haven't seen a whole lot of action, for the most part, in front of the Osprey net during the first half. Cameron trying to shake the defender. Going toe-to-toe with him is Kevin Flores. Little collision there over by the far sideline. Foul called against Cameron to the chagrin of some of the Osprey faithful here in attendance this afternoon. Left side for Martinez. He'll try to feed it center. There's a crowd there in front of the net, not the least of which is the goalkeeper, Gavin Foreman. Pretty good looking feed there from Dan. There you see why a taller keeper is an asset. Whistle blows, it'll be Osprey ball. Thanks to all our sponsors, including Conger Morris Funeral Directors of Southern Oregon, Avista Utilities, and the Rogue Valley Transportation District. Routes have expanded to help you get to work, school, or appointments. Visit rvtd.org to learn more. Brinkerhoff goes right wing with it. A long, deep kick. Sails far and wide. Gavin Foreman upfield. Jacobs there. Now running onto it is Lomelli. Pass up the right side. Touch a little bit heavy from Holden Anderson. Wanted to try to get that upfield to Lomelli. Castro jockeying for the ball. Doing battle with number 9, Julio Soriano. Soriano trying to run on it and gets there just before it goes out of bounds. Ball deflected. Brinkerhoff. Osprey throw. Botello goes middle for Cameron. Tapia. Fletcher. Castro in a 1v1 battle. Feet tangle up. Call goes in the Ospreys' favor as Cameron gets set. Or Martinez, as it were. Cameron. Now for Botello. He's going to fire it in the direction of the net. Trying to run up and come onto it is Tapia. But the ball falls in front of the goalkeeper, Gavin Foreman. And he's had a busy afternoon thus far with the goal kicks. Had a little bit more work than Arias. Of course, no sooner I say that, he gets a touch on it. Looking at try to draw a couple of Raiders towards him. Brinkerhoff now to Martinez, 1-on-2. Botello was thinking Castro there on that pass, didn't get there. Bringing it out of the back with Nolan Geller. Ball lofted upfield. Ospreys running onto it. Martinez there. Back over to the right wing. Battle there right of the net. Cameron there. Can't quite make out the jersey, the uniform number from this distance for the Raiders. Looks like that's Wesley Lopez. The big fellow there. Jockeying with Cameron. Corner kick. Front of the net. Looked like from here, Gavin Foreman may have got a hand on it, so we'll try it from this side. High kick lands at the feet of the Raiders, but we have a crowd in front of the net. And Pierce, the defense, bends a little but doesn't break. Geller trying to win the ball for the Ospreys. Doing battle there with Anderson. Jacobs. Long upfield, then it comes onto the feet of a teammate. Movement toward the net. Out of bounds it goes. Nathan Enriquez there for Pierce. Coming up on the end of the first half. Jacobs trying to do his part to help get his team on the board and break the deadlock. Battling for the ball, Reese Fletcher. If it's happening in the defensive third for the Ospreys, you can count on Fletcher to be right in the thick of it. Into the Pierce lineup, Peyton Lambden making his first appearance. Throw for Pierce. Ball over the goal. And Hayden Jacobs from the corner. Signals kicks. Ospreys with the clear. Booting out is Martinez. Brinkerhoff wins it for his team. Fletcher looking in the direction of Castro. Also there is Edgar. Makes a drive toward the net. Reinforcements coming. Martinez. Lopez Ramirez with the kick. Edgar's been dealing a little bit with some injuries along the way, but he's one of those guys as far as the Osprey offense is concerned. We expect to see be an important part of the RCC attack. Raider throw. Jacobs, 1-on-3. Feed, and they're needing to smother it as a Raider. That looked like Lamolo. Arias wrapping his arms around it. And with what little time there is left, the Raiders are going to try to see if they can't get on the board. Maybe a little taste of what they did on Wednesday, scoring right before half. And that result stood for a 1-0 victory. Raiders go wide with it. Ball sails away. We're into stoppage time now. That's Lopez Ramirez. Being tended to momentarily by the training staff for RCC. Botello looking downfield, trying to run on it now is Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff running up the left wing. Thinking across, then a shot deflected away, though, by Pierce. And you hear the whistle sound, and that means it's halftime. One half of scoreless soccer is in the book. Today's action is brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. The Fall Recreation Guide is due out soon with sports leagues and activities to sign up for. Visit playmedford.com or call the Santos Center at area code 541-774-2400. We'll take a break for messages. As you can see, it is 0-0 at halftime. The Ospreys and the Raiders. And we'll be back after we take a 2-minute break here on TableRockSports.net.
Are very curious about your new family member.
Hello.
We built her so we could get a family plan.
Well, with US Cellular, it's just $19.99 per line for 1, 2, or 3 lines.
Oh.
I guess we don't need a fourth line anymore.
This is awkward.
US Cellular, built for us.
Visit US Cellular at Siskiyou, Southern Oregon's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular, now serving Roseburg and Klamath Falls. See SOUScellular.com for details.
Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
So the volleyball team that has seen a lot of action here, winning last night, 3-1. Dropped the first 25-19, but took the remaining three, 25-22, 25-21, and 25-16. And shout out to the Ospreys for taking away the victory. Jordan McCutcheon leading the way for the Osprey offense. Then we had the likes of Olivia Stubenrock and Tiva Miller doing their job along the back line. So good job and congratulations. Our hats off to the Ospreys volleyball team as they take away the victory. And then as far as our soccer teams are concerned, on Wednesday, the Osprey men secure a 1-0 victory against Tacoma. Castro scoring the goal and securing the win, getting the 3 points for RCC as they get their conference schedule underway. And then the women playing matchup north, played to a 0-0 draw. So we got this team, both teams playing very competitively here in the early season, and we look forward to bringing you that women's match coming up at 2:30. This fledgling RCC program that is back in action after about 3 years off is back at it again, and right now building something that looks very, very promising. I think that Coach Gavin Wilmot, who has played for the Ospreys, and then also was assistant coach to Greg Millick last year, is doing a good job of working with the women's program. Got a great local turnout for the team, and it's just a matter of kind of building those numbers back up and getting the talent assembled to be competitive, and things are off to a good, solid start for them. Here in this match, the Osprey men knotted up at 0-0 against the Raiders. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and then we'll be back getting you ready for the start of the second half here on TableRockSports.net.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products at prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Daily adventures this summer start at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed. Add some extra crunch to your lunch with our mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken. The perfect combination of crispy juicy chicken and irresistible flavors. Earn free rewards and save at least 16 cents a gallon with our Peak Rewards app. Get supercharged and add to your fuel savings when you purchase Core Water, Nestle Ice Cream, and Red Bull. This summer, let's meet at the Peak and save on our daily adventures.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
So what do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to LetUsFightForYou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bro dignity.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
It's intermission time in the men's match between the RCC Ospreys and the Pierce College Raiders. Knotted up at 0-0 at halftime. Getting ready for the start of second half action. Fall sports coverage is brought to you in part by PlayMedford.com. Sports fans, get ready for the grand opening of the Rogue X complex at the Howard Memorial Sports Park in 2024. The new Aquatics Center is just part of the package. Many sporting events will be featured at Rogue X. Teams ready, getting ready to take the field for the second half of action. And we will do the same. Both squads out on the field. In this half, it'll be the Raiders going from left to right in the second half. Brinkerhoff closing in on the net. Gavin Foreman there. Second half underway. Ospreys have had their fair share of shots this afternoon. I don't know that you would say that there was anyone so dangerous as you to say that that was a legitimate opportunity, but they're getting their looks. You figure if you keep knocking on the door long enough, you're going to end up knocking one of those home. Geller remaining in the match for Greg Milliken Company. Castro said, I got one on Wednesday. How about I try one here? Foreman swallows it up. Geller fighting for the ball. And the call will go against Geller and RCC. Manuel Lomelli, they're doing battle with Geller. Martinez trying to get set to kick. The official, as best we can read the situation, giving a yellow card to Shoemaker. Supposed to give him some space on that, and he's going to stay up there in Martinez's grill, and apparently the man in orange has seen enough. So I'll back him away, and Martinez will switch it over to Fletcher. Botello looking downfield. Brinkerhoff trying to run up on it. He gets there on the right wing. Looking like he's going to try to center it there. But there to meet him is Wesley Lopez. And Lopez is not a guy you can easily work through. Osprey throw. Fletcher, Botello, Cameron. Deflects hard off of Lucas Meyer, the defender. Edgar Lopez Ramirez, we saw him down a little bit just before halftime, but there he is getting ready to take care of the corner kick. And predictably, you have the scrum in front of the net, and referee trying to get everything settled. The kick, and now another fire on goal! And the Ospreys are on the board. Set pieces had a way of working against RCC on their 2022 edition of the team, but here they bang one home to take the 1-0 lead. The Ospreys get out front. And Richie Valadez, quite a crowd there in front of the goal. Ospreys stayed on it, and they take the 1-0 lead. So Ospreys thus far in the match, an advantage in time of possession, and have managed to limit the threats by Pierce. But you got to know at this point, the Raiders want to level this thing up again, and will be playing with a little bit of extra energy and try to get that back. And it always seems like for the team that just scored, the thing they have to do is just kind of hang tight, make sure that they keep their intensity up. Seen far too many times where a team will score a goal and then the team will turn right around and come back with an answer. Coming up at 2:30 this afternoon, if you're just joining us, the RCC women will be taking on what looks to be a fierce opponent down here in the South region when they take on the Lane Community College Titans. Talking with Darren Van Leen, it sounds like their second-year coach has done a nice job of putting together the roster he wants, and he has them playing very well. Osprey women, their program up and running again after about a 2-3 season hiatus. Lopez Ramirez has it. He's working in the corner, weaving through traffic. Good ball handling there. Lays it off for Cameron. Jaden gets tangled up there in the corner. He had to know that was coming as fells go, not a particularly egregious one, but they get tangled up there. And now RCC with another set piece opportunity. As we're into the 53rd minute of a 90-plus minute match. Lopez Ramirez feeds it in. Good feed right there in front of the net. Ospreys maintain possession of it, though it's cleared away, and the RCC bench looking for a call. Martinez throw. Looking for Castro there before it's broken up by Anderson. Little push and shove there. It will be Raider ball. Edgar has a look, but it's wide of the near post. And it'll go out of bounds. Gavin Foreman will get ready to take care of the goal kick. No doubt the Ospreys would like a little bit of insurance here. The Ospreys have looked good in this match, but in the immortal words of that baseball sage Yogi Berra, it's not over until it's over. Botello throws it in Cameron. He'll cross it over for Martinez. Martinez, you'll recall, in the friendly against College of the Siskiyous, scored a first half goal. For a non-counting 1-0 decision that was called after a half due to air quality. Right now, Valadez looking in the direction of Brinkerhoff. Little wide there. And now Foreman. Feeds it out to one of his defenders. Valadez getting the call there for RCC. Edgar Lopez Ramirez will take care of the, and actually it ended up being Cameron. Nice lead there to Tapia. But with the header, he didn't quite get the right touch on it, and that ends up going wide. That would have been a sweet-looking play if they could have pulled that one off. Geller over Martinez. Martinez. Little header up the left wing, looking in the direction of Castro. Martinez loops the boot upfield. But Anderson wins it back. Now Fletcher gets away from the defender. Nice seeing some nice footwork this afternoon from RCC, keeping the ball away from the defenders. Castro looking right for Lopez, broken up. Contact upfield. Getting it on there is Degalado. And now a steal by Fletcher, deflected out of bounds. Off the foot of Roel Degalado. Edgar working toward the middle, bobbing and weaving through traffic. Brinkerhoff, left-footed boot, onto the parking lot it goes. Gavin Foreman. His boot lands right at about at midfield. Geller trying to come onto it for RCC there. Engaged there with a little 1v1 versus Ethan Shoemaker. Rogue off the back line. Arias gets it upfield. Brinkerhoff race to the ball. And he'll end up winning it against his opposite. Valadez, left wing it goes for Martinez. Martinez looking inside. That had some pace on it. Ball tapped around. Edgar Lopez Ramirez. Martinez. And we have a collision in the box. Down on the ground is Julio Soriano. And a yellow card issued. Had a fan yelling, "It's a bicycle kick, it's a soccer play." So Foreman getting ready to boot it away. All set. Ball lands at midfield. Geller. Will switch fields. Edgar there. He'll lay it off for Cameron. Cameron slowed by a Raider defender. There's Lucas Meyer. And that'll be Edgar Lopez Ramirez taking care of the corner kick. Edgar with the lefty boot. Raiders no worse for wear on that one as it continues at 1-0, 63rd minute of today's match. Geller. Ball shot upfield. Looked like Castro there. Wide of the post. Here whistles off in the distance. Complex has been busy, and here we have a shot and a look at goal. Looked promising there for a moment for RCC. But the Raider defense doing just enough there to gum up the works. Infraction against RCC. Kick into traffic, and as we've seen through much of the day, RCC doing a good job of winning those 50-50 balls. Fletcher. Cameron the inbound. Back to the keeper it goes. Kevin Flores trying to get ahead on it there. Raiders trying to put something together. Jacobs. Off to the right side it goes. Fletcher there in a collision. And it'll be Osprey ball. Degalado over for Flores. Working that right sideline, Manuel Lomelli. Before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. September is Buck for Kids Month at Dutch Bros, where $1 of every purchase goes to local youth organizations in our communities. Line up the throw there with the header is Fletcher. He said, well, try that again. Jacobs weaving his way past Valadez. Working through Geller. Geller getting into the mix. Ball cleared away. Brinkerhoff trying to run onto it. Flores gets there first, and he'll feed it back to Foreman. Arias there. Deep kick. Cody and Edgar both trying to run up on it. A little deep. Meyer now. Works toward the interior. Geller there to try to slow it down. Have substitutions due into the match. A pair of Ospreys and also a Raiders player. Looks like we've got Noe Cortez getting ready to check in. Header clears it for RCC. Brinkerhoff looking upfield, looking for Castro. He's over there on the left wing. Works his way, gets position on his defender. Foreman will take it on the bounce. About 20 minutes left to go in this afternoon's match. Little slide tackle action there by Tapia. Second time we've seen him do that today. So Cortez comes on. And also in for Greg Milk and Company, Lucas Houghton. Swinging around the horn, Reese Fletcher. Motioning teammates towards him. Long feed upfield. Edgar runs upon it. Getting ahead on it there is Houghton. Yeah, Brinkerhoff just off to his left there. And the play just didn't quite materialize. Zachary Gibb into the match for Pierce. Tello can't get there quite in time. And away it goes. Today's game is brought to you by Tap Rock Northwest Bar and Grill in Grants Pass, Elmer's Restaurants of Medford, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events. Hayden Jacobs getting ready to take care of the throw for his Raiders. Raiders looking to try to see if they can't level it here. But the Ospreys have done a pretty good job of sealing off that net and, generally speaking, keeping play for the most part away from the net. Little clutch and grab there. Fletcher lets it through for Botello. Cameron with it, working toward the inside. Pair of Ospreys, a little discussion there about the ensuing play. Edgar Lopez Ramirez, number 17. Number 5, Reese Fletcher. Little three-man wall off to the right of Lopez Ramirez. Nice kick by Lopez. Down in the direction of Houghton. Nothing comes of the play, and Gavin Foreman gets set with the goal kick. Here with about 15 minutes left to go in this afternoon's match. RCC leading this one by a score of 1-0. Women's match coming up at 2:30 right here at this facility between the Ospreys and Titans of Lane Community College. Cross field it goes for Lopez Ramirez. Nice touch on the ball. Shot. just to the right of the post. So you get a little taste of there of just how dangerous he can be. Collision between Fletcher and Roel Degolato. I'm going to say usually if there's a collision, Fletcher's not far away from it. You need those guys on your team that can give you some rugged play. Anderson looking just a little gimpy as he makes his way off the field. And Elliott Foreman returns for Pierce. High looping kick. Those are the kind that sometimes have the look of danger about them. They just hang in the air for a long time, and sometimes you kind of lose your spot for where you are, and somebody gets a touch on it, and next thing you know, there's a ball in the back of the net. But Ospreys defensively been equal to the task. Had a 1-0 decision against Tacoma on Wednesday. Their league mark right now stands at 1-0, 1-1 overall. Looking at the South region, Portland has yet to play a league match, 1-2 overall. Chemeketa 0-1. Lane, they'll be playing their first league match, and then Southwest Oregon at 0-1 and 0-3 overall, and that a stubborn squad that gave the Ospreys some headaches last year. Corner kick by Pierce. Stepping in front of it, Valadez. Cortez, right there just on the left interior, working the ball, looking upfield and trying to run onto it, trying to cross it over to Houghton, who's in front of the net. Number 12 for RCC in the match is Regalado. He's just down in front of us, off to our left. Jose Regalado, he gets a touch on it. And he's going to send it back to his keeper. Botello for Fletcher. Sends it upfield. Ball bounces to the turf. Over the end line it goes. Number 4, Anthony Jamie into the match. There on the back line. Closest to us for the Pierce Raiders. Even with the heat today, it seems like we've been relatively free of any issues with cramping up. Not uncommon early in the season. Fletcher from the right side. Splits the difference between a pair of defenders. Houghton with it, back to Fletcher. Fletcher looking for Edgar. There's a foot race to the ball. Jamie there with them. Can't quite get there in time. Foreman quickly gets rid of it. Gets up to Lomelli. Inside they try to go. Breaking it up is Cortez for the Ospreys. Wesley Lopez gets set for the kick. Kick into traffic. And out of harm's way if you're a supporter of the Ospreys. Still plenty of time for the Raiders to answer. But if this holds, Ospreys looking to run their regional record to 2-0. Fletcher looking in the direction of Cortez. Running on it is Bermudez, who's in the ball game for Pierce. Head coach for the Raiders is Steve Aguilar. He's assisted by John Morrison, Dan Stockel, and Sean Tobias. Madison Ford is their trainer. Our visitors today from the north. Botello streaks out of traffic. Upfield he goes, being tested by Jamie. There's Houghton, and his shot is good. Lucas Houghton, the freshman. And there's that insurance. Gets some congratulations from his teammates. RCC now a 2-0 advantage. about 4 minutes left plus stoppage, and I don't think there'll be much of that. Thankfully, we haven't had any injuries or scuffles to break up. Dan Martinez heading to the bench. Fletcher deflects it away over the fence. Oh, almost over the fence. Well, that one's almost ended up in the road. We got plenty of nearby traffic. We even have some fall baseball going on this afternoon out here. Meteorologically speaking, it is still summer and feels every bit the part of a summer day. The forecasted high for today will be 90 degrees here in Medford. Nothing but blue skies around us on a day brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department and the Chamber of Commerce. Playing with a sense of urgency now. Pierce trying to make anything happen there. Botello doing battle there with Dugalato. Arias will field it. And you got to know at this point, with just a couple of minutes left to go, RCC going to do what it can to try to take the air out of the ball. Cameron stepping in front of it. Little pinball action there out on the field. Regalado getting a foot on it for RCC. Outfield that they go. So for the Ospreys today, a goal from Valadez, and then a later goal, an insurance goal from Lucas Houghton, subbing on and making an impact for his team. So we're into stoppage now. Arias going to boot it away, looking upfield, and there is a teammate. Now they're looking upfield for Houghton. Castro in that mix. Offside the call. Lopez Ramirez trying to plead his case. We're about a minute and a half into stoppage, so expect the whistle to be blowing any time now. Reese Fletcher out of the back. Castro up the left wing. Defenders stepping in front of him. Bottling it up. Isaiah Bermudez. Corner kick for RCC. Clears away. Castro up the left side, gets out in front of traffic. He'll have a look. Left of the post it goes on the near side. Regalado there to put pressure on Lamole. Upfield is Jacobs. And the whistle sounds. The Rogue Community College Ospreys run their record to 2-1-1 on the season. Defeating the Pierce College Raiders by a score of 2-0. We'll take a timeout, and when we return, we will have the Southern Oregon Sports Commission Know Your Role campaign post-game show here on TableRockSports.net.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
Thanks for the ride. I'll see you after the game.
Hey,
Dear Katie, I've been your #1 fan since I watched your first game all those years ago, and I still love watching you play. But I wanted to see you win so badly that my competitive nature got the best of me. I lost track of what's important. I thought I was supporting you, but I was really just embarrassing you. I'm not your coach, and I'm not an official. I forgot my role. I'm your parent, and you deserve better. From here on, I promise to keep my emotions under control. I'll cheer for you and all the other players, no matter the score, no matter the outcome. Thank you for sharing with me how I can do a better job of supporting you, your team, your coaches, and the sports you love. Still your #1 fan. Love, Dad.
Welcome back to Lithia Driveway Field at Gary Wheeler Field, field number 10, here in Medford, Oregon. The Road Community College Ospreys end up with a clean sheet for the week, posting a pair of shutouts in the last 7 days. One against Tacoma on Wednesday, 1-0, and here taking away to 2-0 victory against the Pierce College Raiders. First half stalemate between the two teams. The Ospreys get on the board on a set piece, and in the crowd, Richie Valadez hits on the goal to give his team a 1-0 lead. And then the insurance came from Lucas Houghton, making it a 2-0 match. And so for the Ospreys, they take away the win. Coming up this week, they'll have a road date on Wednesday against Centralia, and then they'll be back home on Saturday taking on Clark, and that match an early one at 9 a.m. Our postgame show brought to you by the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role. Visit travelmedford.org and search Know Your Role to see how this campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better. We'd like to thank you for watching today's broadcast. Our special thanks to RCC Athletic Director Darren Van Lent for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Day on TableRockSports.net and today's broadcast. Our special thanks to head coaches Steve Aguilar and Greg Millick. We have women's soccer coming up in a little over half an hour as the Osprey women get set to take on Lane Community College. So we'll wrap this one up here and get ready for that broadcast. For my cameraman, Johnny McCoy, I'm Jim McCoy saying thank you for joining us and have a great weekend.